All right, well, political parties had until 5 p.m. just yesterday to submit their candidate lists for the local government elections. The submission window was reopened after the new election date of the 1st of November was proclaimed. Now, the DA approached the courts to close that window. However, they were denied. And let's get an update now from the IEC's Mr. Granville. Abrahams, thank you for your time and good morning to you. I suppose everyone wants to know now, Mr. Abrahams, when will the certified list then be made public?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Next Wednesday, the 29th, the Chief Electoral Officer is required to publish the list of candidates, and then all will be revealed.
Yeah. With that being said, were there any non-compliance issues that you experienced with the political parties?
Well, yesterday was the cutoff date for nomination. So we will look at compliance matters as from today onwards. And in terms of the timetable, we would need to inform political parties by tomorrow of any non-compliance matters. So that is something that we will look at today. But I must also say that because of a change in the legislation, it's very difficult not to comply.
Mm. And with that being said, I'm sure there won't be any other extensions. I mean, just for further clarity, any extensions for candidate lists to be provided for by political parties?
Absolutely not. The election timetable is published and promulgated, and that makes it law, and there's absolutely no extension. Having said that, at about 5 to 5, yesterday we received 1 or 2 calls from political parties or independents that had hoping to contest that actually asked exactly the same question.
Mm. And the answer was no, I'm assuming.
It was a definite no.
All right. Well, of course, let's hope that we can now move on with the next processes now leading up to the local government elections. And that's my question now. What lies next then for the IEC in preparations for the elections?
Well, I think the big challenge that lies ahead for us is the finalization of candidate nomination, and that would lead on to the big logistical exercise of the printing of the ballot papers. Now, considering that there's close to 5,000 constituencies, namely what we refer to as wards, the permutations and combinations is a daunting task, because we would need to print about 5,000 ballot papers that look different. For national and provincial election, we only print 10 ballot papers, and they only need to go to 9 places. That's your 9 different provinces. But the close to 5,000 ballot papers will have to go to 23,000 voting stations. So it's important that we get it right. First of all, in terms of finalizing candidate nomination and ensuring that everybody is on the ballot paper that they need to be, having that printed and ensuring that they end up at the right place.
What about the focus that you have on special votes, Mr. Abrahams? What's the latest on that?
Yes, there is an opportunity, and the legislation provides that anyone who is not able to go to his voting station on voting day, which is the 1st of November, can apply for a special vote. Now, there's 2 types of special votes. First of all, for those who are visiting their voting station, and that will be on Saturday and Sunday, the 30th and the 31st of October. So these are people who are able to get from their home and go to the voting station and vote, but they are unable to do so on the 1st of November. Then the second category are those who would be requesting a home visit. And now we are talking about the infirmed and more generally, people who are unable to leave their house to go and visit their voting station. The process is quite simple. For voting station visits, we can even do it via SMS. But there's also the online facility, and I would encourage people to do it earlier. For home visits as well, it's important, however, to be visited at home, that the address that you list or request to be visited at, that address needs to be inside of the voting station or voting district rather, where you are registered. If it's outside of the voting district, then we will unfortunately not be able to visit you.
Yeah, the clarity quite important there because it could be a bit confusing for voters. But thank you so much for speaking to us this morning, the IEC's Mr. Granville Abrahams.